Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we're going to be doing another declutter video, and this time it is going to be all about lip products. I am going to need to talk pretty quickly just so you don't have to sit here for hours on end. Maybe you like that, I don't know. But I'm going to try to not sit here for hours on end. The biggest category in here is probably the lipsticks, so those I'm going to probably be going even faster with. But maybe I'll swatch some. I'm probably not going to swatch every single one, but we'll just kind of see how it goes. If you're interested in seeing me decluttering all of my lip products, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive into the declutter. I am sorry that you're not looking at a drawer right now, but my lip products were not stored in a drawer previously, so maybe they will end up in one after the declutter, but right now they're kind of scattered a little bit. So I don't really know what to show you, but this is the 1 cup of lip liners that I have. So let's just start with these. Some of these are so similar that I don't really know if they need to be swatched all together. I'll kind of play it by ear if I think I should swatch it. There's just very small differences between some of these shades. You'll find that I am a nude lip lover. Sometimes the deeper nude, sometimes the pinky nude, sometimes warm, sometimes cool. It's just usually a pinky nude shade is what I reach for. So that's probably going to be most of what I'm keeping, but I will talk a little bit about each formula. Alright, so starting out with probably my most used lip liner in my collection, and it started out as a very long lip liner, like extra long, longer than all of the other ones I have in my collection. This is from Dragon Beauty, and this one actually used to be like out to here. It was a very, very long lip liner. I know I keep saying that, but it truly, like, it is right now about the same size as all my other lip liners, but this one had so much more product, kind of insane. I actually fell in love with this product. This is the only product that I have from Dragon Beauty, and I still use it all the time. I mean, it is just kind of a perfect shade for me, so that's probably why it keeps getting used. This is their lip job liner. I'm going to have to find the shade name for this and pop it on the screen because I have, I think, sharpened it away. It is not on the pencil anywhere, but I will definitely pop it up here for you. This is just a very, very nice nude shade, kind of leaning more brown, but still has a little bit of that pink in there. It's definitely like kind of a, I don't know, it's just a nice everyday kind of lip contour shade for me. It looks beautiful. The formula is great. It does have some good longevity. It's not too creamy, but not too stiff either. Kind of that perfect in between. I will say that there are some shades that I like better than this, but as far as like an everyday shade, this is perfect. And if I need something that looks good with every makeup look, I grab this. So I love this. I'm keeping it. That one's easy. This one is also kind of, I don't know. I think it's kind of similar to this one. We'll see. This is from Cab Beauty, and this is also something that I've used quite a bit, and the shade looks to be worn off of this one as well, so I'm gonna have to see if I can pop it up on the screen for you, but let's see. I'll just swatch it right next to it. Oh yeah, so swatching might be helpful because they look almost identical. This one might have a hint more pink than the other one though. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but I can see it more in person. This is definitely a little bit more on the pink side, but very, very similar in tone. I do think that this one swatched not as creamy, and it swatched a little patchy. It is definitely older than that one as well. Not by much, but by a little. So I think since they're pretty much the same shade, and I like the formula of the other one, the Cab Beauty one is going to get decluttered. It definitely has gotten a lot of love over the years. I think the formula is just at its end. So, declutter. Right, this one, if there are some that I have multiple shades in, I'm going to try to lump them together. Ooh, okay. Where is it? Ah, okay. Yeah, if I have multiple shades from the same brand, same formula, I'll talk about them together. I have 2 from Real Her. So, these are Real Her lip liners in the shade I Am Confident, and the Be Yourself, Be Real Her. And one of them is a red shade and the other is a neutral pink shade. The neutral pink shade is probably very, very similar to these two that I have swatched already. These are retractable lip liners, which I do love. I'm kind of on the fence about if I like retractable more than wooden. I would say that for your purse, if you're going to bring a lip product, that the retractable one is definitely the best. If you're going to have it at home and you have a sharpener readily available, I think that the wooden ones are superior. I just think that it's more hygienic to have the sharpener just so you can sharpen it each time. It's more precise to have the sharpener, but if you're going for like ease of use, then definitely the retractable one. All right, I'm going to put this right here. Okay, shade is definitely darker than the other ones, but still a really great one. I don't tend to reach for this as much anymore though. It had its time, definitely, but I think it's time for me to let go of this one. I just haven't reached for it in a very, very, very long time. The red one, however, I think I'm going to keep because it is, I think, my only red lip liner. So if I do a red lip, which I do around the holidays, I might need a red one, so I might keep this one. Oh yeah, the formula is really, really good. It's a nice blue toned red, which is kind of what I usually go for. I don't usually go for the orangey red shades. I love how this looks on my lips. I actually can use this. I don't have a lot of red lipsticks, so I'll use this all over my lips around the holidays, and it's perfectly fine. I love the formula of these two. It's very creamy. Not too creamy, but enough that it's easy to apply to the lips. It stays on for a very long time. I like the formula enough to keep the red, but I have too many nude lip liners to keep this one around and just not use it. So I'm going to declutter the nude and keep the red. I have one lip liner here from Juvia's Place, and this is in shade, or this is their Luxe liner in the shade Sweet Nothing, another nude pinky shade, and it's a retractable one. Let me put it right here next to this one. It's probably going to be very similar. Yeah, very, very similar to all the other ones. This one actually is slightly creamier, which I do enjoy, but sometimes the creamier the lip liner, it's not always the best, but I do like this one a lot. I tend to prefer something that has a little bit of stiffness to it, just I find the longevity is better when it's a little more stiff, but this one is nice, especially as like almost like a lipstick, so I think I'm going to keep this one. It's definitely a good drugstore option. I'm not sure if I want to keep this one. If it's too similar to all the other ones, I might not. But this is from Melt Cosmetics, and this is their All Day Everyday Ultra Matte Lip Liner in the shade Headbang. And it is another neutral shade. It is a sharpenable lip liner. Ooh, that's actually really good. That's really good. I think I might keep this one over the Juvia's Place one. They look nearly identical. I do like the sharpenable aspect. I do like the formula of the Melt lip liners. Oh, dang. I don't know. I'm just smearing it to see what the longevity is. They're both about the same. Ooh, I don't know. You know what? I think I'd probably reach into the Juvia's Place one more than the Melt, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter the Melt and keep the Juvia's Place. So this one is from NYX, and that is their just lip pencil, I guess that's all it's called, in the shade Natural. Surprise, surprise, another nude shade. This one is, again, very similar to the other shades. However, this one is definitely on the more pinky brown side. You can see the difference with this one. It's not like bright pink, but it's definitely a more pinky leaning brown. I really enjoy the formula from NYX for their lip liners. I'm going to keep this one. I use it pretty frequently, so it's definitely got that like nice mix between stiff and emollient. It's kind of hard to tell the difference like verbally how these lip liners are because they act very similar. I will say just off the gate, I do think that you can save money in this category. There are not a ton of lip liners that I would suggest that are luxury just because they all pretty much do the same thing for me. There is maybe one that I would say you could try, but I don't think it is absolutely necessary to spend a bunch of money on lip liners. So let's just go ahead and talk about the one pretty much luxury one that I have that I really, 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 really enjoy. And I might have to sharpen it, but this is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Lip Cheat Lip Liner. This is in the shade Iconic Nude. This one is my favorite one. I do also have the mini lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk. I do love both of these, but I will say Iconic Nude is my favorite shade of the two. Although I will say that I used Pillow Talk lip liner and lipstick for my wedding portraits, and it looked absolutely stunning. So if I'm feeling a little bougie, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and sharpen this one so I can get you a swatch. If you don't have a sharpener, I would highly suggest getting one. If you have the... I would suggest getting one with the big opening as well as the small one. I find that that is just much more versatile. This one came in a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy maybe at one point, but I've used it constantly. All right, so this one is going to have a very similar tone, but I don't know, like, you can see how smooth that went on compared to the other ones. This one from Melt actually probably is the closest one. You know what? No, that one was the one from Melt. This one was the NYX one, surprisingly. So those are so similar, and seeing them next to each other, wow, they're very similar. And they went on in a very similar way too. That's kind of crazy. I will say the Charlotte Tilbury ones have an extremely good longevity. Like, they last on my lips forever. I do love and appreciate that. And there is just something special about the formula, in my opinion. It's not so special that I would say that you have to only have these and pay a lot of money, but there is a reason that they've been so popular for so long. So if you want luxury, this is what I think you should invest in for lip liners. But I would be lying if I said that I couldn't find you a bunch of lip liners that look just as good. The formula, though, on these is incredible. This one is Pillow Talk. This is probably the most different shade so far, but this is the pink shade. I really do love Pillow Talk. There's a reason that it is so iconic. I just love it. I am keeping both of these because I reach for these probably the most out of all of my lip liners, except for the Dragon Beauty one. That one also, I just reach for a ton. Definitely my my luxury ones that I would recommend. Speaking of one that's expensive that I probably wouldn't recommend, this is from Rare Beauty, and I don't know why I've kept it so long, honestly. I just don't love it that much. This is the Kind Words Matte Lip Liner in the shade Fun. It is a little bit on the warmer side, not too crazy. It's probably around all of these shades that I have here swatched. It's a retractable one. I just don't... It looks great here, but it's kind of hard to tell on camera. It has a slightly more red tone to it. It kind of looks like Pillow Talk, but it's slightly different. But that slight difference and that slight warmth looks very weird on my lips. I don't know why. I just tend to not love the way it looks on my skin tone. I got this in a Sephora Favorites kit, so I wasn't choosing the shade, and it is a good formula, but not the best. I would say the Charlotte Tilbury ones are much better than this one. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and declutter it. It's been in my collection for way too long. That one's done. This one is from NYX as well. Honestly, NYX has some great lip liners. This one is their retractable lip liner in the shade Sand Beige. This is a darker brown shade that I really do enjoy. I get a lot of use out of it. Kind of has a similar shade to that Real Her one that I'm decluttering, so I'm going to keep this one around just because it is my darker nude lip liner. Really great longevity, kind of similar to the Real Her, to be honest. Very, very similar in formula. The Real Her one may be slightly creamier, but that's, again, not always a great thing. The stiffer it is, usually the more longevity it has, so it just depends on what you're looking for in the formula. Okay, I have a ton of ColourPop and e.l.f. Oh wait, I forgot, because this one looks exactly like e.l.f. packaging. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it looks exactly like drugstore packaging. So that's why I thought it was all drugstore left. This is from Tower 28. This is a really good lip liner. I really like the shade. This is in shade Work of Art. It is their multi-liner. Really nice nude shade. Is it like Does it blow my mind? Is it better than every single lip liner? No. Is it a really good one? Yes. I do like it, and I love Tower 28's glosses. They pair really well together. I do enjoy this shade, so I'm going to keep it. Now it's only drugstore, and it is LA Girl, ColourPop, and e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I think this is the only LA Girl one. This is in shade Coquette, and is their Shockwave lip liner. This has been a love for a long time. It's in a lot of different videos of mine. It has a really, really nice formula, and you can see it's very similar in tone to all the other ones, but it has a slightly deeper brown tone to it. I don't know, but still has that pink in there. I don't know if I need this. I have so many lip liners now. I would recommend the Shockwave ones, but I don't reach for it as much as some of the other formulas. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. It is really good. I just have a lot of very similar lip liners, and I'm trying to be ruthless here. So, yeah. All right. So I think let's do e.l.f. next. This one is not going anywhere. It is so short because I've used it so often. This is in the shade Nude 01. If anybody's interested in knowing what shade e.l.f. lip liners are, it took me until yesterday to know that these stickers were on top. They are so undetectable. I could not find the shade name on these for the longest time, but they're right here in itty bitty bitty handwriting, or itty bitty print. So this one is shade Nude 01, and this was the one that I've gotten so many questions on what shade it is. And yeah, it looks pretty much identical to all of the other shades I have, but for some reason this one is just so special. I just feel like it is the perfect nude lip liner for my skin tone. It is part of their Retro Paradise collection, which came with 4 different lip liners and a gloss, and the gloss was really good too, but the liners were just so awesome that I think I have all of them still. Well, I have another one. Let's see. 2 of them have made the cut. So, yeah. I do have 2 other e.l.f. lip liners, but 2 of the Retro Paradise ones have made the cut for a long time in my collection. The other one I have here is a very unique shade in my collection. It's more of like a straight up brown shade, which I just don't have a ton of. This is in the shade Nude 03, and it's also that Retro Paradise collection. It is that chocolate brown shade, which of course I don't have in my collection really at all. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm also going to keep this one because I just use it so often. I reach for it constantly. Yeah, it's just great. And I know it's discontinued, and I hate that because whenever I recommend it, I don't like recommending discontinued things, but it truly was such a great collection that I just can't help but wearing it. Now, they do have lip liners in their permanent collection. These 2 are some of those, and these are their Cream Glide lip liners in the shade... Oh, it's in such small handwriting. This is in shade Baddies Beige, and this one is in the shade Spill the Tea. So they're both leaning more brown than pink. This one a little bit more pink, but they're still really good. Probably very similar to all of these. Yeah, okay, so these are very, very similar, not far off. The Retro Paradise one is a tad bit more pink than this one, but this isn't still a nice pinky brown nude shade. This one is kind of that brown shade, but not like deep chocolate. It's more of a light brown. Still a really nice brown shade. Again, this one is a little bit more on the unique side. I don't always, actually, you know what, seeing how it is here, I don't always love the way that it leans on my skin tone. It is a little bit more of that like warm chocolate color, and I do like the cool tone a little bit more. So I think I'm going to declutter this one just because of the shade. No, I don't know. I still really like it. No, I'm going to keep both of them because I'm crazy. But yeah, I do enjoy it. The formula is really nice, and yeah. I know I'm not decluttering a ton. It seems like I'm not decluttering a ton, at least. But at least new lipsticks or new lip liners are something that I use an absolute ton, so I will absolutely use them up. This one, I don't think I really fell in love with. This one is from ColourPop, and it is their So Juicy lip liner in the shade Tease, and it is their plumping lip liner. Maybe it's the plumping aspect that I don't love. Oh, that's what it was. These are so creamy, almost too creamy for a lip liner for me. They like too emollient. They just kind of slid around a little bit. Not my favorite formula for a lip liner. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. I do tend to like the pencils, it seems, not the retractable ones. Some of the retractable ones can still have that good in-between formula, but ooh, okay. So the last 4 are from ColourPop, and I believe they're all like they either were in a bundle together or in 2 separate bundles. But I don't think I need all 4. So maybe we'll see which shades I like best. This one is in, I think this one's my most used. You can tell by like how much I've sharpened them. So clearly like the one in the middle that's shorter, I've used so often that I've sharpened it a ton. So this one's probably going to be a keep because I use it all the time. But, all right. Oh yeah, it's a lovely nude shade for me, and definitely more on that pink side, but also leaning more on that cool toned pink, that like almost mauve shade. This is in the shade BFF. I'm going to keep that one. This one is a little bit on the warmer side. Let's see. This is in the shade Another Round. Very nice, very like warm pink. Oh my gosh, that is almost like Pillow Talk, actually. Pillow Talk is right here. Very, very, very similar to Pillow Talk. Little bit deeper in tone, like a little bit more brownie nude than Pillow Talk, but very, very similar. And the formula is really, really good. So if you want a drugstore version of Pillow Talk, might be the closest one, honestly. I do still think that Pillow Talk does have a nice like brightness to it that this one doesn't have. So maybe that means that I might not need this one because I have Pillow Talk, but I also love that it might be a dupe, so we'll see. This one is in shade BFF2. And these are sharpenable, by the way. So these two are kind of a similar shade. Let me swatch this one and then decide. I want to get rid of at least one more. This is in the shade Beeper. This is on the cooler toned pink side. I think I can go ahead and get rid of Beeper because I think I have a ton of shades like that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Beeper. I have a bunch of shades that look pretty much identical to that. This one is like that deeper nude shade. They're all very similar. It's kind of hard. I don't have as many of the deeper shades, so I actually might keep the BFF2. I feel like it's a nice deeper, almost leaning cool tone shade for me. I'm kind of torn on the one that kind of looks like Pillow Talk. It's very similar to a lot of shades that I have. You know what? No, I don't need it. I don't need it, but I'll remember if you need a shade that looks very similar to Pillow Talk, then I would recommend going with this one, Another Round. There actually might be one even more similar. We will see, but that's pretty darn close. But it's very close to that first shade that I swatched that I'm keeping, so I don't need another one that's identical, so I'm going to declutter. I know it looks like I'm keeping a bunch, but I was able to declutter a good amount of my lip liners, so I am very happy with how many I have left. I think I'll get more use out of these. I like keeping some that are different shades, but as you can see, I had a ton of very, very similar shades of lip liner in here, so yeah, I needed to declutter in a bad way. I did declutter 7 shades, so I think that's about a third of my lip liners, which is pretty good. Not as ruthless as maybe some of my declutters, but about a third is a good amount, I think. Especially for a product that I go through kind of quickly and will use up. They also take a while to go through, but I really do enjoy those. And I have a good mix of drugstore and not. So I will say drugstore really leads the charge though. So remember, check the drugstore if you don't want to spend luxury money on lip liners. Alright, now we are up to our lipsticks and lip glosses. The lip glosses are the shorter category, so I think I'll go with that next. Because as you can see, I have an absolute ton of lipsticks, and I'm actually going to be decluttering probably most of them because they are probably old, and I do not need this many lipsticks. It's kind of insane. So I'm going to go through my lip glosses first, and then we'll go through the lipsticks. I'm probably not going to swatch each one, but we'll see how I'm feeling because I ended up swatching all the lip liners. We'll see. But the lip glosses I am not going to be swatching for obvious reasons. I don't know. It's going to make my hand all sticky. It's not going to show you, like, usually you can see from the shade what it's going to be like. I don't know. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Let's go ahead and start with a lip gloss that is going nowhere. This is actually a custom shade for me. This is from Lip Lab. This is from the Lip Lab, and my shade is Radiant. I got to name it myself. I chose a very, like, milky brown pink nude, and it has gold shimmer in it. It looks so stunning. I love it. I'm gonna need a refill. I made this custom in New York City in the Lip Lab for my friend's wedding. We went and made a shade of lipstick and a lip gloss, and this one is my lip gloss. I love the formula. It is so good. Actually kind of incredible. I miss when Lip Lab was sold in Sephora. That was a long time ago. I actually loved a bunch of their products. Bite Beauty, I believe, was Lip Lab beforehand, and they had a bunch of different stuff that was really good at Sephora. I do love having a custom shade, and it really is made for me. It's so beautiful. I feel so gorgeous when I wear it, and it has such a beautiful shimmer to it. And if you know me, if you've seen anything on my channel, I am a glitter lover, and this is no different. It has such a nice sophisticated glitter too. You do not feel the glitter particles, like it's not a chunky glitter. It is just perfect. And it looks like pinky chocolate milk in the best kind of way, and I love it. So yeah, that is my shade. I'm keeping it, and obviously I used it a ton. You can see how much I've gone through already, and yeah, I love it, so I'm keeping it. This one is kind of a newcomer, and I'm keeping it because I actually really enjoy this formula. This is from e.l.f., and this is their Glow Reviver Lip Oil, and this is their Glimmer one. So it is in the shade... It is in the shade Princess Cut, and wow, is this such a beautiful pink shade. It has silver shimmer in it, but this color is just my perfect pink shade. It does not have a ton of pigment in it, so when I put it on, it is not like super, super pink, but it does leave that beautiful shimmer, and it's very hydrating. I really enjoy the formula a ton, and this is probably my maybe third favorite lip gloss. Or I guess it's in a realm of its own because it's a lip oil. It's not technically a gloss, but I do really love it, and this stays in my purse. That's how you know that I love it, and I'm going to be getting more shades of this because of how much I really enjoy it, so keep. I'm going to go ahead and show you this one, but if you've seen my channel before, you know these aren't going anywhere except for this one that's empty. So these are the Tower 28 lip glosses, and shade Magic right here is my absolute favorite. I've repurchased this more times than I can even count. It's just incredible. It's a clear gloss with a golden shimmer, and this is in the shade, this is shade Magic, and this one is in the shade Pistachio. It is a beautiful pinky nude shade. Obviously my favorite. As you can see, I stick with this kind of shade pretty much 99% of the time. I love this formula. This is my #1 lip gloss formula in my collection, and I just keep going through them. I keep going. I can't stop myself. If I run out, I get a new one. I always have to have one with me. I love it that much. So this one is completely empty. I found it in a different purse. It just fell to the bottom and it was completely empty, but you can see I scraped the edges of it. This one is sadly a declutter, but only because it is empty. This one is absolutely a keep. Now this one, okay, so this one is like, I think supposed to be a dupe-ish for the Maracuja lip products from Tarte, and I do not like this one as much. I do think that it's okay. It's a drugstore option. It's not bad by any means, but it is not the same as the Tarte ones. There is something very special about those. Especially the shimmer one. I love the shimmer one. all of them though. They're so good. Yeah, this one just doesn't compare, and I think for that reason I just never use it. I'm going to go for the Tarte one, so I'm going to declutter. This one is from Buxom, and I actually just used this for my wedding portraits, and I love it. This was a sample. This is Dolly, and it came as a freebie either from Ulta or Sephora. I can't remember. I think it was Ulta because I think they're the ones that sell Buxom, but wow, I forgot how great their lip gloss formula was. It's absolutely incredible. And it has just a subtle, sophisticated shimmer that's barely noticeable, but the plumping in here does not burn. It does not feel painful in any way. It is just very nice and soothing, kind of minty feeling, but it really does plump your lips. It looks amazing, and I love it. I'm keeping it. And I might have to get another shade. Who knows? This one, I'm a little bit more on the fence about. So, this is the Butter Gloss in their Butter Gloss Bling formula, and it is in the shade, where is it written? This is in the shade Bring the Bling. I tried this one on because I couldn't remember really how I felt about it. The formula is really good. It is their standard Butter Gloss formula. The bling in here is nice. You can see it, but it doesn't lay the same as some of my other glitter glosses. It just doesn't look as sophisticated as those. This looks definitely like you can see the glitter. You can't really feel the glitter as much, but when I'm looking at it, it just doesn't look, I don't know, it just doesn't have that like sophisticated glitter look. This is definitely like glitter, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say craft glitter because that sounds mean, but it just doesn't have that like elevated look to it that I really want out of a glitter gloss. But if you just wear glitter gloss like going out and you don't really need it for anything but that, if you're not going to be wearing it every single day and you don't really care about having that elevated look, and you just need something that's glitter gloss and you want to get it at the drugstore at an affordable price, this might be for you. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one just because it's not my favorite when it comes to glitter glosses. I have a bunch of other ones like the e.l.f. lip oil, I would say, to get over this one. It's just, oh, this one's okay. I would recommend the Butter Gloss formula, that's the normal one, over this one any day. It is a really good gloss formula. Something about the glitter, the bling formula, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't know. I love glitter and I love how it looks in here. It is not going to look like this on your lips, but you will see the glitter. It's just not in my favorite way, so I'm going to declutter. If you want like the best glitter, like glitter show up on your lips, Magic is the winner. I think this may have been in my very first declutter video, but this was in my purse. This is the glossy lip stain from e.l.f. in the shade Pinkies Up. This is a keep. I love it. I use it all the time. I love the stain. I love that it's glossy. When the gloss goes away, the stain's still there, and I just put more gloss on top, and it's great. I can't remember if it was in the original one, but I'm putting it back in my drawer because it was in my purse, but I just grabbed everything out of my purse so I could talk about it for this one. Last but not least, for the glosses, I have 3 different Tarte Maracuja lip products, and holy crap, is this packaging beautiful. There's actually another one that's in a different purse that I couldn't find in a different shade. This one is in shade Rose. The other one, I will pop up the shade name here because I can't remember, but it is a like more berry tone shade. This is so pretty. I wish they would just make this their packaging all the time. I love this glitter packaging that doesn't have any fallout. It's super smooth, almost like a resin coated glitter feel. It is so beautiful. This was their holiday packaging for it. I love it so much. The shade Rose is a nice, just rosy pink color, and I love it so much. This one is the plump version, and it is in shade Primrose. It is beautiful, okay? It is. I just found that I don't love the plump one. I just feel like it's not for me. It doesn't do so much plumping to my lips that I can get used to the plumper. It has that menthol kind of like minty plumping feel, just kind of similar to the Buxom one. But if I'm going to go for a plumping gloss, I'm going to go for the Buxom one. If I want the Maracuja ones, I'm reaching for these for hydration. And this, I don't want this like minty hydration. Whenever I kiss my husband with this lip plumper on, he hates it. It just like stings his lips. He doesn't like it. So I'm going to declutter it, not just for him, but because I just rarely ever reach for it for that reason. This one is their lip vinyl. And so this one is their like Maracuja lip, like juicy lip, and this is the lip vinyl. So they are different formulas. This is in the shade Shimmering Daisy, and wow, it is gorgeous. I love the sparkle in these. It is so stunning, and this is a glitter lip done right. Super beautiful and like just a nice sophisticated glitter, and it has that hydrating quality just like the Maracuja other, like this one. They both are super hydrating. Really love the formula. Obviously the shades are kind of similar. This one's the sparkly version of this, and I love the berry toned as well. When I can find the berry toned one in this packaging, that one's going to be a keeper too, just because these are some of my most used lip products. They live in my purse, and yeah, I think that one's just hiding in a different purse. But I really love them, and I'm keeping them. Alright, so as you can see, I did not declutter that many glosses, but that's because I don't have that many glosses that I, like if I dislike a gloss, I don't really keep it around for very long, to be honest. And I usually just stick with formulas that I know and love. So that's kind of how we got to this situation. Now, let's go ahead and do the lipstick. It seems a little daunting just looking at these. I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible through these, and a lot of them are going to be decluttered, just a heads up, because a lot of them are old too. So just because I might like a formula does not mean that I'm going to keep it, because it's very old. So, starting with one that will be forever missed because Becca is no longer with us. This one was my favorite lipstick for the longest time. This is the shade Sugar in the Becca lipstick. So it is their Ultimate Lipstick Love lipstick in the shade Sugar. And you can see how much I loved this lipstick. It's at its end anyway. It's just so good. It was my perfect shade. I truly, truly love it. It was kind of like in between warm, I don't know, it was my perfect neutral shade that just kind of matched the color of my lips. It was my lips but better in a lipstick, and the formula felt like nothing was there. It was just hydrating and beautiful. It filled in the lines in my lips. It just did everything I wanted it to, and it looks phenomenal. But Becca is no longer with us. The packaging is so luxe too. It has magnetic closure. I love the gold. If I could have a million of these, I would. I love it so much. I wish I could keep it around and keep that formula going, but it's time to go, sadly. Oh, that one hurts. I just love looking at it because it reminds me of those days. All right, these two I have kept around for way too long, and they just need to go. These are from Clinique, and they are the Chubby Sticks. I got these in a gift set and never used them. I do really enjoy the formula, but not as much as my other lipsticks. They're a little bit more sheer than my other lipsticks. Not my favorite. I am probably one of the few people on the planet who really does not like Black Honey, the Almost lipstick. I just thought it was a little patchy on me. I don't know why, it just did not work for me. But these two are better than that. But they are the lip color balms, so they are definitely on the sheer side. They're not like a full lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and declutter because I haven't touched them in years. These two also can be decluttered. These are from Fenty, and I got them in Boxy Charms. And I have two different shades. This one is in shade... This one's in shade Thick, and it is a nice like mauve pinky shade. Very much up my alley. These are a little bit more on the matte side. And I don't even think they sell these anymore, honestly. Fenty has some great lip products, but this one has been discontinued, so it's going to be decluttered. This one I kept around because I didn't have anything else like it. And this is in the shade Clapback, and these are their Mademoiselle lipsticks. It is a navy shade, like almost black. Very unique. I kept it around when I was doing my super like colorful and fun makeup looks. I never reached into it after that, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. This one, I actually really enjoyed this one. So this is the, I will pop up the official name of this product, but this is shade Me from Juvia's Place, and I actually really enjoyed these lipsticks. They look really gorgeous. The shade is beautiful. I will need to take off the top layer, I think, because I haven't used it in a while, but really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one. I really did like it. Kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. lipsticks, the Audacious ones. I think those were in my very first declutter, but I really enjoy this formula, so I'm going to keep it. This is a mini version of the Give lipstick in the shade Stomp Box, and beautiful shade. I just never really used it. It came in a little gift set at one point, and I just don't use it anymore. It's cute, it's nice, just not my favorite. So declutter. All right, I'm gonna have to declutter all of these Clinique ones. At one time, these Clinique lipsticks had my heart. Like, they literally had me in a chokehold. I could not use any other lip product at one point. They came in so many different colors. That moisture lipstick formula was one of my favorite ones. And let's see if it says what it's called. The Clinique Pop lipsticks. This one is in Punch Pop. Beautiful fuchsia shade. I didn't get as much a use out of this one just because I don't wear shades like that, but I kept it because I thought maybe one day I would be that girl to wear it. Declutter, it's old. This one I used quite a bit. This is Mocha Pop, and I really liked this one. It is a deep, like, brown shade. I don't know. It was just so nice. That mocha brown is probably a good way to describe it, but I really enjoyed this one as well. But declutter. The fuchsia one, obviously I didn't wear as much. The nude shades I definitely got more of a use out of. This one is in shade Love Pop. More on that, like, deeper, like, almost burgundy, but it's a shimmer shade version. I really liked the shimmer version. I kind of wish I had a nude one in that. But declutter, it's old. It's like years and years old. There is no saving it. And then finally, this one I think was around the holidays. This is Peppermint Pop, and it is a perfect Christmassy red. And I actually got a good amount of use out of this one. But as I said, for reds, I only wore it around holidays. And this is a nice blue-based red that I really got a good amount of use out of. But I can't keep it around anymore. It's a declutter. Oh, I see another one I can declutter, because it's very old. This is for part of the Villains collection from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Maleficent. And I really loved this color. I don't know who I thought I was when I bought it, because I don't ever wear shades like this, but it's a very nice, like, fuchsia, like a dark fuchsia color. This is so pigmented, and the formula was really good. I just never wore I just never wore it. I mean, the shade I just never gravitated to. I love the packaging. It actually feels very luxe for being ColourPop. It's like metal. It's metal packaging, not plastic. I loved it. I love the pattern on it. The whole Villains collection was really good. The eyeshadow palette took me years and years and years to finally declutter it because I loved it that much. But this one, it is time to declutter. This one, I think it is time to go. I've been keeping this around because of the packaging for way too long. This is from YSL, and I got this on a very, very, very big sale, okay? I got this at like a makeup outlet, and I loved the packaging, and the formula was good, don't get me wrong, but the fragrance is what drove me nuts. It still has a fragrance to it that I really don't love. This shade is nice, but the fragrance really made me not use it. This is the Rouge Pour Couture, shade 70. Yeah, it's time to go. I love this packaging, but why just keep it to put on my vanity? Honestly, like, I'm just not that girl anymore. I don't want to keep it around just to stare at it. I'm going to declutter it. Sorry. Some people may be screaming at me in the comments, like, how could you get rid of something that pretty? But yeah, I don't want to keep things that I'm not going to use anymore. I just know myself. I don't need it. So speaking of that, and this is very difficult to also get rid of, this is another YSL one, and it is very, very old. Both of these are very old, so definitely out of expiry date. This is the Rouge Volupte Shine. And this one I actually liked better than the other one. Definitely had a more sheer coverage than the other one. The other one was your true lipstick, but not matte. It was more on the satin side. This is glowy. So this one was kind of sheer and glowy and did like a nice wash of color. Really beautiful packaging, to be honest. This one is even harder for me to get rid of because it truly is like mesmerizingly pretty. But I don't need to keep it. I don't need to keep it. So I'm going to declutter. This one I think was my attempt at duping Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, and I think I came pretty dang close. This is the 173, the new Impertinent shade from L'Oreal in their lipsticks, and it looks very, very similar to Pillow Talk, which I actually have right here, so I can show you how similar. Actually, that's not it. Wrong one. All right, so I have Pillow Talk right here, and I've used the crap out of it, but as you can see, they are very, very, very similar. The L'Oreal one is just a tad more like pink, like darker pink, like I think a tad more pink. Pillow Talk has a little bit more of that brownie nude shade in there, but this is really beautiful, but I don't think I need it anymore. I just never really reached for it. I have a lot of different lipsticks, and this one, I think it's just time. It's also old, so I'm going to declutter that one. And if you're keeping track so far, I've only kept one of them because a lot of these are old. I warned you, most of these were going to be decluttered. So I gave you a heads up. This one is from Huda Beauty, and this one is in shade Interview. Oh, this is such a good one. It might be old, but I'm going to try to get a little bit more use out of it. I love the Huda Beauty lipstick formula. It is so good. There is the other one there is another version of this that I like better, like a different formula of this from Huda that I like better, but I think I'm going to keep this one around for just a little bit longer, I think. So keep this one. Is kind of a dupe for the YSL one if you really like that formula, but honestly, like the packaging and everything is nowhere near the experience. This is from Revlon, and this is the shade Nude this is the Nude Illuminator in shade 020, and it kind of has that similar vibe to the sheer lipstick formula from YSL, and that's why I got it. It does not have the same obnoxious fragrance though. It's okay. It's not the best thing ever. I'm going to declutter. Here's a mini of the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Rosewood. Another one that I got a ton of use out of. Actually, did I use this? You know what? This is not the one that I used. This one does have a little bit of shimmer in it, which I like, but I don't think I actually used this one. I think I got this one in a gift. Maybe I'm thinking of this one. This one, I'm going to go ahead and declutter. It's very old. This one, yeah, this one was Sugar in a mini, and I loved it. I still got a decent way down on this one as well. Such a great lipstick. I wish they'd bring it back, sadly, but declutter because it's old. Okay, another YSL one. I kept this around a little longer because it was in a Sephora Favorites kit, and it is a red shade. It is a nice red, but it is a little bit more on that like orangey red side, and I've only used it once. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. This is the Rouge Pour Couture, and here is the shade. If I can find a different shade name, I'll let you know, but that's what's on here. I like it, I don't love it, so declutter. This one is a little itty bitty baby from Makeup Forever, and this is in the shade 402 Rouge Artist, I think is what that shade name is. It is so tiny and cute, but it is beautiful, and if I need a red lipstick, I think this is the one I'm going to use. I don't have a lot of red lipsticks, but like I said, once a year, I tend to use a red one, so I'm going to keep that one for that reason. I could use the lip liner, but I like having a red lipstick on hand. This one is a mini from MAC, and it is in the shade Velvet Teddy, and I actually really like this one. I don't know how old it is, but I don't think it's that old because I think I can remember when I got this, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. I love MAC lipsticks. I think they're just one of the best lipstick formulas in general. They have a bunch of different formulas. They have a matte one, a glowy one, a sheer one. They even have liquid ones now. I really enjoy their formula. And Velvet Teddy is one of their iconic shades, a nice like brown nude. and I really enjoy it, so I'm going to keep that one. This one, I was testing some drugstore shades, and this is the shade Freaky from Essence, and this one I actually thought was pretty close to Pillow Talk as well. It's just not as elegant though. I mean, the packaging is not good. The formula is not as good, obviously, and it's just not as good all around. The price is definitely cheaper, but it's just the quality's not that great. So this one from Charlotte Tilbury was used and abused, honestly. Like, this one is at its end. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I think I do have another Pillow Talk somewhere. So I'm going to keep that one because it's less used than this one and less old. I think it came in a newer set. So I'm going to declutter this one, but I still have the shade in my collection. Don't you worry, because I really, really love it. This one from Charlotte Tilbury is in the shade Angel Alessandra. And this one was a free gift, and I really enjoy the shade. It is a nice nude. It is not my most used from them, but it's still a really good one. I'm going to keep this one. The formula of Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks are so good. Honestly, that's one thing from them that I'm saying, like, I'll say is very luxury, is very nice. This one is from Believe Beauty from Dollar General. I got this to try the brand, and honestly, nothing really special. The packaging is horrible, like super cheap, like even cheaper than like Essence, Elf, all those things. Not my favorite. Honestly, Elf has kind of picked up their packaging recently, and you can't even compare the two. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So the Believe one is going to be decluttered. All right, this one, honestly, I don't remember if I loved the formula or not. This is the Tom Ford Lip Color in Casablanca. Packaging, 10 out of 10. The lip color is good. I think I got this in Influencer. It is very luxe packaging. It feels really weighted and heavy and nice. The formula is good, but I don't think it really like is so amazing that I would say get this over any other lipstick that I've talked about liking. It's just really expensive for no reason. So luckily it doesn't have a crazy fragrance like the YSL ones do. But I think this is still going to be decluttered, even though the packaging is amazing. I don't wear the shade hardly ever, if ever. I don't remember the last time I've reached for this. I just don't need it. So it's going to be decluttered. This one is from Givenchy. This is their Lip Power, and it has covered in dust because I haven't reached for it hardly ever. This is their Lip Power in the shade 504, and it has a very unique shape, which I really like, but I never reached for it. It kind of dried out my lips a little bit, if I can remember correctly, and I never really used it again. So I think I'm going to declutter this. Truly, luxury does not matter. I mean, luxury does not mean that it's going to be the better product, to be honest. It is very nice and weighted, very nice packaging, very pretty, but I don't need it. All right, NARS. We have a mini here. This is in the shade Tolide. And this one's definitely more up my alley, but I have a bunch of different shades like this, and I don't think I need to keep it anymore. Declutter. Not my favorite lipstick formula, but it's still good. This one is the shade Fairest Nude from the L'Oreal lipstick line. I definitely got some use out of this. This is a really good one. It's older. I don't know if it's still good, but it is that like beautiful light pinky nude. Perfect for my skin tone. Looks like my lips, but better. Kind of like the sugar shade from Becca. Very similar in shade. The formula is not the same, so don't be going crazy. But the color is very, very similar. So that's why I bought it and kept it around. Maybe I'll get a new one at some point, but this one is very old, so I'm going to declutter. These were actually some of my most used lipsticks at one point, and I think they're still old, but yeah, I think they're old because the smell is a little off, so I'm just not going to risk it. These are from MAC. Ooh, these three are from MAC, and oh my gosh, are they incredible. I have the shade Laissez-Faire. These are the Love Me lipsticks. And I have the shade Hey Frenchie. And I have the shade Coffee and Cigs. Coffee and Cigs is a beautiful deep brown color. It's really nice, but of the three, it was probably my least used. This one, Hey Frenchie, is a nice, like, true pink shade. Still really beautiful, but, like, honestly, the shade Laissez-Faire was the best one for me. I used so much of it. It has, like, it's like a mauve-y nude. Really beautiful, but all three are going to be decluttered because they're old. I am not risking putting, like, old lip products on my mouth. That is just not good. Nobody should be doing that. So, yeah, just please don't put expired lip products on your lips. All right, next up, we have shade 410 Pleasure from Milani, and these are really good. Like, really, really good. I was kind of surprised about this. I'd seen people rave about these on TikTok, and people weren't kidding. This shade especially is really, really good. I obviously love this pink nude shade. You've heard me say that about a million times in the video. The packaging from the drugstore is actually really beautiful. Feels luxe and heavy. So I'm going to keep it. The product is still good. It's not too old. This one is from Hourglass, and I forgot I had it. This is in the shade Oasis 312. This is their unlocked lipstick. Very, very beautiful shade. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I do like it. It's a little on the thinner side, which I like formula-wise, but it's still not drying or anything. I do love the packaging. I think it's really nice and unique. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. It does have a magnetic closure, which is really fun. This one from Huda Beauty, I'm going to have to buy another one because I love it that much. This is in shade Buttercup, and it is their, like, creamy formula of their lipstick. Look how much I've used. I've almost used this up completely. It is my perfect lip shade. Honestly, it is so, so, so good. I love the packaging. I'm going to have to repurchase this. Yeah, I love it that much. So, I'm going to declutter this one because it's old, but I love it. Oh my gosh, I forgot that I had this. I got this at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. This is a brand new Becca lipstick in the shade Sugar. And I don't even know how old this is, to be honest. But it's never been opened, so I'm kind of wondering if it might be okay still. Oh, I think it is. I think it's fine, honestly. I think I might actually be able to use this. That makes me so happy. So yeah, I actually do have a full size of Becca Sugar. It is brand new, and I can relive it for a little bit longer. How much I love this lipstick. There is no, like, weird blooming on it or anything, and I have not actually used this on my lips, so I'm hoping that no bacteria has gotten in here. It was brand new. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna love it until it dies, but I love it so much. Next up, I'm gonna declutter this one. It's an easy one. This is from NARS, and this is their Laguna Afterglow Lip Balm. I kept this around for too long. I don't even know why I kept it. I never reach into it. I completely forgot that I actually had a repurchase of this. This is why I need to declutter, guys, because I forget what I have. This is the newer one of the Buttercup shade. I actually did repurchase, and I went through about half of it. Isn't that crazy? So I'm going to keep this one and use it up, but I probably will be repurchasing again because it is pretty much my favorite lipstick. Well, no, it's not my favorite lipstick. It's one of my favorite lipsticks, but I'm going to keep it for now, and then I'll repurchase it. All right, so I have a couple different shades from Merit Beauty. This is in shade Millennial. This is their signature lip lightweight lipstick, and this packaging is incredible. This shade in particular is not my favorite, so I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one just because I don't ever use it. I mean, it's a little on the warmer side, a little bit on the red side, just not what I normally go for lipsticks. I know it's nice to keep shades around that maybe are not my normal go-to shade, but if they're not my go-to shade, I'm not going to use them. It's just a weird thing for me. Like, yeah, the formula is great. I love this lip formula, but I have two others, and I think I'm going to keep those. Like I said, I have two others, and I have the shade Slip and the shade Baby. And these two are the ones that I use most often. You can see how much I've used this one. This is more of that brownie nude shade that I love, that a lot of the lipsticks that I love are. And this one is more on the pinky side. Such a good one. I mean, they look messy because I've used them a ton, but I'm going to keep both of these. They're so like heavy, like they are not lightweight at all. They're super luxe packaging. I love the way they look. They're just gorgeous. The formula is incredible. Very hydrating, very light. Like it says, lightweight. You don't feel like you're wearing lipstick. Beautiful on the lips. The colors are great. Everything I love in a lipstick. So I'm keeping. This one, It Is Time to Go. This is e.l.f. This is the Seriously Satin lipstick from e.l.f. They have since come out with other lipsticks that I truly love, and this is very old. I did like the shade a lot. I got a lot of use out of it, but it's just not my time for this one anymore. This is in the shade Cream. It's just old. Time to declutter. This one is also very old, and it's time to declutter, but I did get a ton of use out of this one. This is from Cab Beauty, and this is the shade Teddy. Got this in a BoxyCharm or a lip. I might have gotten this in the lips subscription box, but this one was really good. Got a ton of use out of it, but it's time to go. Even like the twist component is not working anymore. It's very difficult to twist. So declutter. This one is a luxury lipstick, and I don't know why. I just really don't love the luxury lipsticks, I guess. This is from Dior, and the packaging is gorgeous. I got this in Influencer, free for review, and I just don't love it. I don't know how I kept it. I think I kept it for the packaging. This is shade 100, and the color's pretty, but it's plastic packaging. It's not anything crazy like the YSL ones. This one was just too matte for me. I need something very hydrating on my lips, and this just wasn't that. And honestly, the packaging is just not that for luxury. Like, I just don't love it. So all around, not my fave. Declutter. This one is a keep. This is from Natasha Denona. I really like their formula. And this is in the shade Amorosa. And it's I Need a Nude lipstick. Beautiful shade. Kind of that mid-tone pinky nude like that we all love. Well, I don't even say it's a light pinky nude shade that of course I love. It's pretty much what all of my lipsticks are in. Slightly darker than my natural lips, but just enough to make them look great, I guess. And this formula is very good, very hydrating. Really love the pigmentation on it, and I love that it's a satin lipstick. This one is a beautiful, like, blinged out one, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk. I knew I had another one, guys. I told you. This one I just recently used for my wedding portraits. So beautiful. Love that it's blinged out. Love the shade. And yeah, the component's gorgeous. So keep. So this one I got because of the name, but I actually really, really enjoy this formula. This is from Lawless Beauty. I don't have a ton of things from this brand. I loved the lip gloss from them as well, but this is in the shade Wedding Day, and for my wedding, I like right before when I got engaged, I saw this in store and I was like, oh, well, I have to have it. And it was a beautiful light nude shade. This is so beautiful and it feels good. It's kind of got like a slight plumping feel to it. I will pop up the name of this kind of lipstick on the screen for you, but it's got a little bit of a plumping feel to it. I really enjoy the component. The color's gorgeous. I have nothing really bad to say about this other than it's not the most intensely hydrating lipstick I've ever had, but that's not really a bad thing. It's a very comfortable lipstick and it kind of fills in the line in my lips and I feel like I look really, really beautiful when I wear it. I love it. I'm keeping it. This one is, I don't even know the name of this. It's a BFC. I don't know. I don't know what this is called. I am going to pop it up on the screen for you if I can find it. This is in the shade number 18. This is the deluxe lipstick. I am going to declutter it. I don't think I ever really used it. It's just, it came in a subscription box and I never touched it. So declutter. This is not a like a true lipstick, but this one is so good. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills and this is in the shade Peachy Nude and is their Lip Velvet. If you want a liquid lipstick that is incredible, try this. It is comfortable. It is not super drying. and the pigment is there, it's great. If you want something to last on your lips but still be comfortable and not like, I don't know, make your lips crack like the old ones used to, if anybody remembers those liquid lipsticks that were super drying. Yeah, this one is so much better and it is incredible. It is the only liquid lipstick I have because it is not super drying. I love it, and this shade is perfect. So keep. All right, we are left with just a few more MAC lipsticks, so I'll go over these. So we have 3 from a little like holiday gift thing. When I see the holiday gifts with the mini lipsticks, usually I grab them because I love MAC lipsticks so much, and I know I love the formula, so if I like the shades, you know I'm gonna like it. First up, we have the big one. This is in Blankety. This is probably my most used MAC lipstick. It is so perfect. It is like the fairest nude and is so beautiful. Really lightens up the lips. Like if I do a darker lip liner and this in the middle, I love it. It just looks so good. This all over my lips is like my exact lip shade. So it just depends. I can go glam, I can go everyday. It's just such a great one. This is the Amplified Cream Lipstick formula. So it is definitely more on that glowy side, like that hydrating, satin, shiny lipstick. So good, not going anywhere. I love it. All right, we're down to the last 3, guys. If you made it this far, congratulations. So we have these 3 minis from MAC, and we have shade Sugar Spiked, and it is their Luster Glass lipstick. I keep knocking them down. I'm so sorry. This is their Luster Glass lipstick, which is so good. This is a nice, like, sparkly, light pinky nude shade. I'm absolutely keeping this one. Such a good one. This is in Dulce de Hooray. And this one is a deeper nude. I think I can go ahead and declutter this just because I have a ton in this color and I'm not going to really be reaching for it that much. Like I'll use the lighter nude probably, but this one not as much. So I'm going to declutter that one. It kind of reminds me of like the Hourglass and the Natasha Denona. I just already have a bunch of those. And then this one is in the shade Burnt Sugar. This one is a light milky nude pink. I'm gonna keep this one too. That's just like the light pinky nudes are what I gravitate towards. So of course I'm gonna keep those. All right, so let me go ahead and put these back and see if they all fit in here because I decluttered an absolute ton. Alright y'all, that is it. We have gotten through all my lip products. I can't believe it. There were an absolute ton in here, and yeah, most of my lipsticks are gone, which feels really good because now I have all of them that I really genuinely will reach for. I really enjoyed this declutter. I desperately needed it. I had way too many products, too many that I would ever use, and a lot of them were just sitting there collecting dust. I know that I'm going to use all of these products and definitely be repurchasing some when I'm done, which is like the best feeling ever when I get through one of them completely and I'm like, wow, I used this so much that I actually need to buy it again. It just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm using what I bought and like spending my money pretty wisely. I feel really good about recommending these products to you if I use them over and over and over again and not just let them sit on my shelf. So I have my cup and I have this one organizer full of lipstick and lip gloss, which is incredible. That's so good. I have some in the everyday makeup drawer, so I might end up combining them, but wow, just it feels so much lighter. I am so happy with how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please have an amazing rest of your day or night wherever you are, and please subscribe, like, do all the things. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will be doing another declutter soon, and I think it probably will be eyeshadow palettes, which is the big one. So I know everybody's waiting for it. It's going to take a while to go through. Just be ready. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.